Please be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 1997. I am honored to welcome our administrators, teachers, families, and friends, and the class of 1947. I would also like to welcome and congratulate our graduating seniors of 1997. We've finally made it. What a year. Not only because we're graduating, but because of all the success and the exciting accomplishments we have made. We are fortunate to have among us some of the most successful class seniors that have ever graduated from WHS. From the vocational department to the athletic department, music department to drama department, and everything in between. We have all played a part in making our high school years the success it has been for all of us here today. This poem, entitled Success by Ralph Waldo Emerson, is an example of the success defined by the class of 1997's accomplishments. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. That is to have succeeded. The success of our class has been shown through the involvement and support of our graduating seniors. In the vocational department, we have had 3 organizations compete at the state level. These organizations were Teachers Aid, Marketing Education, and Cooperative Business Education. This is a success. In our music department, over the past 4 years, the band has competed in statewide and out-of-state competitions, bringing home a wide variety of honors. Recently, the concert band, wind ensemble, and color guard returned with superior first-place ratings from the Virginia Beach Dixie Classic Festival. This is a success. The WHS Drama Department competed yet another year with many memorable shows. Who could ever forget the brilliant productions of the beloved classics, The Wizard of Oz, Of Mice and Men, The King and I, and of course, the fun-filled children's production of Snow White. This is also a success. With over 30 seniors participating in choir, the year came to a successful close with an annual spring vocal concert. And what a way for senior show choir members to end their school year with a trip to Toronto. There they performed at the historic Casa Loma and took in the many sights and sounds of the beautiful city. This is a success. 1997 proved to be one of the most successful years ever for our athletic department. The Wadsworth Grizzlies football team began the year by becoming the first team since 1967 to go 10-0. They also became the first team in school history to go to the playoffs. This is a success. Both the cross-country and track teams again had successful seasons, sending several athletes to the state competitions. This is a success. Our winter sports teams brought much excitement to our city. High expectations were set upon our heavyweight wrestler as he went to yet another state competition. And without letting his supporters down, he became the only athlete to win back-to-back state championships his junior and senior years. This is a success. Another state title was won by a female gymnast that added the excitement of our athletic department that we all endured during the 1997 sports seasons. This is a success. Who would have ever thought that the winter sports season would have ended with our girls varsity basketball team winning a state championship at St. John's Arena? The Cinderella story became a reality due to the hard work and dedication of the young women displayed throughout the season. With only one regular season loss, the Lady Grizzly fans knew there was something extra special about these girls. These girls were outstanding in leadership and quality of play, in the knowledge of the game and their overall performance. No one deserved this title more than the girls' team and the Wadsworth community. I've heard from many critics that they have never seen a town come together like Wadsworth did to support our girls' basketball team on their road to a first ever state basketball title. This is a success. As we sit here in our caps and gowns, looking back on what we have accomplished so far, this is a success. I would like to take this time to personally congratulate each one of you. As you may have noticed, the theme of my speech has been success. I am proud of all the successes and accomplishments I have mentioned, but none of this would have been possible without the love, patience, and encouragement of our parents that they have given us over the years. We, as the graduating seniors, the class of '97, and many of your own sons and daughters, would like to thank you for this. We thank you for your unconditional support and love, even when hard times seem to almost get to us. Not that we really gave our parents any trouble or anything, but you, our parents, have made us the respectable young men and women we are today. But credit must also go to our teachers, administrators, and counselors who have also helped us to map the way towards a successful and rewarding future. Without all of your strength and encouragement, many of us would not be where we are today. To all my classmates seated before me, again, I would like to congratulate you and wish you best of luck in the future. Many of us started our lives reading the books of Dr. Seuss, and I felt it was only appropriate to close this chapter of our lives also with Dr. Seuss. My advice to you comes in the form of a book called Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not too smart street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, you'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up, you'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of best. Wherever you go, you'll top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. But no, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying, and you'll find some bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flip-flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There's fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame. You'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you on TV. Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games you can't win because you'll play against you. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. And on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with so many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Bucksbaum or Bixby or Bray, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations to the class of 1997, and best wishes to all of you in the future. And thank you for the wonderful memories.
Good afternoon. Isn't this exciting? What a great day. It gives me great pleasure to be able to welcome everyone here today to share in the celebration of the graduation of such a fine senior class. It is a class that has earned the respect and admiration of the administration and faculty here at the high school, and as Shauna so beautifully summarized, has left a chapter in the history of Wadsworth High School that will be remembered and talked about forever. Academics is one of the areas in which this class has excelled. I would like to call your attention to the first 4 rows of the seniors sitting before me. These students make up our honor rows. They have earned the right to sit there for earning a 3.5 or higher GPA each of their 4 years of high school. Generally, at least over the last several years that I've been associated with this, we've only had 2 honor rows. 2 honor rows. Today, we have enough seniors in this class that have achieved that honor to have 4, and that is quite remarkable. I would like the members of the honor rows to stand, as well as the students on stage who are part of those rows, and let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. There are 2 of these honor row students I would like to further recognize. Would Jennifer Lynn Franks please join me? Jennifer has worked very hard over the past 4 years and has earned the honor of Salutatorian. Her high school activities include member of the National Honor Society, active member of SAD, Spanish Club, and a participant in the Ohio Math League. Jenny was also a member of the marching band, wind ensemble, jazz band, pep band, and pit orchestra. She also was on the Principal's Honor Roll of Excellence all 4 years and has earned a 4.41 GPA. She was a National Merit Commended Scholar and a Tandy Technology Scholar. She won a National Science Merit Award and a National Foreign Language Award. And she was recognized in Who's Who among American high school students. Jenny is here today with her parents, Tom and Judy Franks. Would you please stand? And would her brother Josh, he's in the band, would you please stand? And the other members of the Franks family that are with you today, would you please stand? Certainly all of you can be very proud to know that you're a big part of Jenny's success, and I'd like to give you a round of applause. Jenny, I would like to give you this medallion proclaiming your honor as Salutatorian, and I now ask you to say a few words to your classmates.
The pursuit of knowledge. These words, like so many others that once had significance, have become a cliche. So what does this phrase really mean? Where do you go to pursue knowledge? Well, there are many places in the world that you can look. For the past 12 years, the class of '97 has been looking to teachers for the knowledge that we needed. For the early years of our lives, we also looked to our parents for knowledge. However, as we progressed through junior high and into high school, we began to look to other sources. We discovered that knowledge can be found in places such as TV, magazines, and other forms of mass communication, which all contain information on society and current events. Some people turn to religion for the knowledge and beliefs that they seek, and still others look for knowledge inside themselves. There are many places that we can seek knowledge, and each person must decide which is right for him or her. Now that you know some of the places you can look for knowledge, you must ask, when should I be looking for knowledge? Yes, we have been on our quest for knowledge for the past 18 or so years of our lives, but where do we go from here? Many of you will continue to look to professors for knowledge as you enter college. Others will look to employers as you enter the workforce. But how long should we seek new information from the many sources available to us? Someone once asked a wise man, "How will I know when my quest for knowledge is accomplished?" The wise man replied, "If you are still alive, it isn't." This is a good indication that our pursuit of knowledge should be a lifelong event. One of my favorite quotes is, "Never stop learning." For me, this means that a person's quest for knowledge should end about 10 minutes after he or she is dead. Now that you know where and when to seek knowledge, we come to the most difficult question concerning our pursuit of knowledge. How do we use the knowledge that we have gained? A saying exists that knowledge is power. However, there is another important element to this equation: wisdom. Wisdom is a common word that few people truly understand. According to the American Heritage College Dictionary, wisdom is the understanding of what is true, right, or lasting, or simply, insight. If knowledge is power, then wisdom is the ability to harness and control that power. Learning to be unselfish is the most important way to harness wisdom. Unfortunately, it is also the most difficult. Unlike our quest for academic knowledge, which is readily available to us from many outside sources, our quest for unselfishness must be a conscious decision that each of us makes personally. Wisdom is obtained once we decide to control our selfishness. Now, what is unselfishness, and how does a person become unselfish? Unselfishness is especially difficult when you're in the middle of what appears to be a troubling situation. At these times, unselfishness becomes the ability to remove yourself from that situation so that you can see the situation clearly. You must realize that the bad things that happen to you are not personal attacks or the vengeance of some higher power. The French writer Stendhal once said, "The stone falls because it is heavy, not because it is against you personally." How many times, when you have been late, has it seemed that every light turned red just when you thought you could make it through? And how many times in this situation have you asked yourself, why does this always happen to me? Now take a second and remove yourself from the picture. Wouldn't the light still have turned red, even if you hadn't been there? The answer, of course, is yes, it would have. Events like this are not personal attacks, but we often let our egos get in the way of realizing this. Now apply this to situations that involve other people. When I was younger, my mom used to tell me to count to 10 before I reacted when I was mad at my brother. Many of you have probably received similar advice, but what should you be doing while you count to 10? Should you use this time to figure out how to get back at the person who hurt you? Of course not, but how often do you catch yourself pondering this very thought? Instead of contemplating revenge, take this time to realize the person's motive for his or her actions. Many actions are actually reactions to other situations. Has the person had a bad day, or has something stressful happened recently that would cause them to snap? Once again, remove yourself from the situation. Would the person who hurt you have done the same thing if someone else was standing in your shoes? Many times, the answer is yes. For the last 4 years, I've heard one of my teachers say, "You have to be smarter than the environment in which you operate." This means being able to keep your head in any situation so that you can succeed through any circumstances that are beyond your control. Once you have taken a moment to remember these things, it becomes easier to understand why the person hurt you. The ability to forgive is one of the most important attributes a person can possess, yet it is one of the least undertaken. Let's face it, when you have been hurt, it is difficult to forgive. But when you become sensitive to the other person's feelings and begin to take compassion on him or her, it begins to become easier to forgive and forget. Being able to remove yourself from a situation and being able to forgive people for hurting you are the evidence of true unselfishness. I have seen throughout high school that we are capable of this unselfishness. This is especially displayed in the way that we have pulled together as a class to help each other through the good times and the bad times. It is my hope that as each of you continues your pursuit of knowledge, you will be able to temper this knowledge with the wisdom that can only be gained by becoming totally unselfish. I know that if each of us does this, then we, the graduating class of 1997, will have a positive influence on our world.
Thank you, Jenny. When I told Jenny that she won the Salutatorian honors, she said, "Wow." She said, "What does Salutatorian speak about?" And I said, "Well, I can't really tell you because my grades were never good enough to worry about it, so, but And as you can see, she was smart enough to figure that out. Good job, Jenny. Jenny will be attending Grove City College in Pennsylvania and major in mathematics and computer science, and this summer she will co-op at Babcock's and Wilcox. Would Sarah Melanie Working please join me? Sarah also has worked extremely hard over the past 4 years, and she has earned the honor of Valedictorian. Sarah's high school activities include being a member of SAD for 4 years and serving 1 year as a historian and 2 years as co-president of that organization. She was a member of the varsity swim team for 4 years and was chosen co-captain for 2 years. And she is a member of the record-holding 200-meter freestyle relay team. She was a 2-year member of the National Honor Society and president of that organization for 1 year. She was also a member of the Key Club for 2 years, French Club for 4 years, Poetry Club for 2 years, a member of our speech and debate team for 1 year. Sarah served as a cross-country manager for 1 year and was an active member of the Volunteer Opportunity for Teens program for 3 years. Sounds like she's been here about 10 years. Sarah also was a winner of the Medina County Service Award. She was recognized by Wadsworth High School and in Medina County as Student of the Month. Sarah was named Wadsworth High School French Student of the Year. She won an Academic Booster Club scholarship. She won an award for the Scholar Athlete of the Year. And Sarah was also recognized as a Tandy Technology Scholar. Without a doubt, Sarah is truly a remarkable young lady. With all of her involvement, she still had time to become valedictorian and earn a GPA, overall GPA of a 4.42. Sarah is joined today by her parents, Trey and Karen Working. Would you please stand? And her sister, Christina, and the rest of the Working family, would you please stand? And you too can be proud, because I know you are a big part in Sarah's success. Let's give them a round of applause. Sarah, I would like to present to you this medallion to help commemorate your accomplishment of being valedictorian, and I would like to ask you to say a few words to your class.
I'm really nervous. You may remember that those were the first words of Justin Hoko's valedictorian speech last year. And naturally, speaking in front of hundreds or maybe thousands of family members, friends, peers, teachers, and administrators who are either critiquing your every word or who are casually tuning you out is a little nerve-wracking. Nonetheless, as I continue to speak with my heart pounding in my chest and the blood rushing through my brain, I know that each and every person in here can sympathize with me. Fear is a natural reaction to any new circumstance, especially when we fear judgment. As children, we were scared of bodily harm. We were sure there was a monster in the closet, and swimming into the deep end of the pool meant risking your life against a shark. In those wonderful junior high years, we feared rejection and failure. And although nightmares about sharks and monsters may no longer plague us, as human beings, we will continue to be acutely sensitive to the opinions and judgments of others. At the same time, we must not let fear get the best of us. Every new circumstance we encounter in life will be a little like an amusement ride. Since I like the demon drop, I'll use it to make my comparison. The demon drop takes you up 10 stories, pushes you over the ledge, and drops you into a free fall, or life, as we commonly know it. Nothing can prepare you for the rush you'll get from this ride. Although the ride, of course, is the main attraction, I'd like to take a close look at the people in line for the ride and near the ride. You'll find two basic types of people in line for the ride, the veterans and the rookies. Of course, you may not always be able to tell them apart. In most cases, everyone's laughing, talking, and having a generally good time. The rookies, however, are a little nervous. They don't know what to expect, but they've taken the initiative to go ahead and get in line. They're willing to take a chance. You may also find a number of people waiting outside the exit of the ride. These people didn't want to take a chance and get on the ride. Now, we must give these people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they do get motion sickness, or maybe they do have a heart condition. But most commonly, fear just gets the better of these people. As they've been sitting there waiting for their friends, they watch hundreds of smiling people get off the ride. The sense of accomplishment glows on the veterans' faces, and so far, there hasn't been one casualty. So the people waiting for their friends know that their life isn't truly being threatened. Now, I want you to think on your own life. How many times have you backed out of that audition for a play? Or accidentally gotten sick on the day of a grade-determining test? We've all done it. The free fall of life is just beginning for us today. As we move into the adult world of 40-hour weeks, paying the rent, job interviews, and getting sick without mom's company, we have much to mourn and much to rejoice. Our childhood is finished, but our adulthood is just beginning to blossom with possibilities and freedoms. We're chartering into that unknown territory, and we have many reasons to be nervous and to be fearful. Now is the time to start grinding our teeth and take a few chances. We'll be rejected, but we'll also be rewarded. Fear is the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. We've heard that phrase hundreds of times, and now it's time to embrace it. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." You're able to say, "I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along." You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Challenge your fear and challenge yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. In September, Sarah will be attending the University of California at San Diego. That's why she's valedictorian. And she is undecided on her major. Let's give both girls a round of applause.
We are fortunate to have 4 very special people from other countries sitting with us today. Would the foreign exchange students please stand as I introduce you? The first is Jana Lozowski from Germany. During her stay, she was welcomed in the home of Michael and Jana Day. She will be receiving an honorary diploma today. From Finland, I'd like to introduce Jan Porpors. He has enjoyed his stay in the home of Daniel and Beth Bowman. He too will be receiving an honorary diploma. We were also fortunate to have Katrin Sifkin from Germany. She has been a member in the home of Thomas and Pamela Eaton. Katrin will be receiving a Wadsworth High School diploma today. Also receiving a diploma from Wadsworth High School is Bianca Wenzin. Bianca is from Brazil and has been living with Michael and Marla Bianco throughout the year. We'd like to wish the best of luck to all of you as you continue your education and return to your countries. It was a pleasure to know each and every one of you, and to those who made their homes available, thank you.
I too would like to wish good luck to our foreign exchange students. We hope that you had a memorable experience at Wadsworth High School, and you will serve as ambassadors for our school and our country as you return to your native lands, and I want you to know that we'll never forget you. I also have the privilege today of introducing to you the class of 1947. I don't know what the reason is, but every year the 50-year reunion class looks younger and younger to me, and I hope it's because you are younger and younger, not that I'm getting older. After browsing through your yearbook, excuse me, and reading your last will and testaments that you had left that year, I would say that kids and times have not changed much over the years. And I know you can all relate to a couple of the wills and testaments that I'll read to you here in a second. One in particular, I, Beatrice Birkbeck, will my mischievousness to Barb Feeman, not that she needs it. I didn't think kids were mischievous back then, to tell you the truth. And this one, I, Ted Chernick, will the problem of congestion in the halls to the future student council president. And you would think after 50 years we would finally get that problem corrected, but we haven't. That year, 106 students graduated. Their class motto was, Great things through greatest hazards are achieved, and then they shine. Their class flower was the white rose. Their colors were blue and white that year. And also, there are a few members in today's graduating class that have relatives attending from the class of 1947. And I would like to ask these people to stand and be recognized. Would Sean Bowen, and James Gordon please stand? And their uncle from that year, Robert Gordon, please stand. Let's give them a round of applause. Would Mike White please stand? And his uncle, Don Fraley, would you please stand? Would Sarah McDermott please stand? And her great aunt, Lucille Casherman, please stand. Scott Smith, please stand. And great uncle, Alfred J. Smith, please stand. Would Scott Hall please stand? And grandmother, Helen Doyle, would you please stand? Stacy Bender, please stand. And grandfather, William Hilton, please stand. Would Jackie Coe please stand? And grandfather, James Birkbeck, please stand. And would Ann Mager please stand? And grandmother, Sally James Mager, please stand. Would Ann and Mrs. Mager please stand back up? Where's Ann? Okay. In the 1947 yearbook, after each senior's picture is a little caption that best describes that person. After Mrs. Mager's picture, it read, "Though she be but little, she is fierce." So Ann, if you haven't discovered it by now, don't mess with Grandma. How about the entire class of 47? Would you please stand and let's give them a round of applause. And now, as we approach the moment that you've all been waiting for, I would ask members of the audience to please respect this great moment for your loved ones and refrain from throwing things or applauding or yelling as each student gets their diploma. We want to be able to hear each and every student's name and make sure that they are properly recognized without interruption or without embarrassment. Would Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Parsons, please come forward? Mr. Parsons, I would like to present to you today a class that we are all very proud of and a class that is very talented. A class that has come together when it counted most during their senior year and left a great legacy for other classes to follow. It is a class that I personally took great pleasure in watching them grow and develop into fine young men and women. Mr. Parsons, I can assure you that every one of these students has met the graduation requirements set forth by our Board of Education and the state of Ohio. I present to you now the class of 1997.
To the class of 1947, welcome home. And to the class of 1997, thank you. Thank you for enriching our lives and making us so proud of you. It is with great pleasure, because you have fulfilled the requirements of the state of Ohio and the Wadsworth Board of Education, that I accept you as the graduating class of 1997 and ask you to prepare yourselves to receive your diplomas. Congratulations. Okay.
Okay.
Ready? Okay. Sarah Melanie Working. Jennifer Lynn Franks. Okay, oh boy. They don't have them in the right order, so I didn't know. Oh, just a minute. Shauna Marie Bowen. I don't know who it is. Stacy and Cunningham. Jeez. Andrew James Agar. Nellie Wyatt Anderson. Courtney Elizabeth Bailey. Adam Jeremy Barger. Darren Gregory Barr. Stephanie Lee Bauman. Lara Marie Bellick. Tracy Renee Berlin. Peter Louis Belowski. Michael Patrick Bowl. Jamie Lee Breckel. Sarah Beth Kavanaugh. Kimberly Ryan Chapman. Stephanie Janine Delacroix. Alicia Renee Dietz. Megan Elizabeth Fyrus. Catherine Lucy.
Here you go.
Okay. Catherine Lucy Forsyth. Michael John Fota Jr. Seth Adam Freed. Matthew Paul Gogler. Mary Margaret George. Joellen Gleason. Jill Marie Grote. Sarika Gupta.
Right here.
Jessica L. Gurich. Alicia Lynn Hall. Erica Rose Hanna. Sharon Irene House. Anna Maria Hoover. Valerie Michelle Hostler. Amy Caroline Hunsiker. Christopher Blair Hutchinson. Josephine Wong. Zachary James Inman. Joseph Anthony Kali. Matthew Timothy Kaufman. Scott Allen King. Matthew Robert Kingen. Erin Elizabeth Clausen. George Frederick Klein. Jason T. Neal. Joshua Adams Knight. Kelly Jean Colsar. Donald Albert Lederer III. Christopher Michael Madrigal. Krista Sue McCall. Kendra Lee Miller. Gregory Matthew Morris. Jennifer Bethany Plattick. Christopher Allen Powers. Christopher George Queen. Sarah Louise Radke. Brian Joseph Sargent. Shannon Michelle Schafter. Michael Schmeltzer. Amanda Lynn Sent. John Andrew Syriac. Jeremy M. Smith. Lindsay Aaron Smith. Scott Michael Smith. Miriam Joy Steiner. Megan Dana Sullivan. Rebecca Elizabeth Swartz. Brian William Townsend. Lisa Marie Tucker. Bonnie Lynn Vargo. Sarah Lynn Vickers. Joshua Todd Williams. Neil Allen Winland. Andrew L. Wismar. Eric Thomas Wood. Abigail Lee Zarek. Yana Evelyn Lozowski. Jan Victor Portfors. Katrin Siefkin. Bianca Bianco Svensson.
Samuel Lowry Adair VI. Matthew Anthony Agnesi. Scott Brent Alexander. Lisa Grace Allen. Daniel Paul Ambrose. Frederick Earl Andrews. Tammy Lynn Armbruster. Eugene Darrell Bachman. Chase Elvis Bailey. Rebecca Marie Baldwin. Douglas Ross Barker. Jeffrey Thomas Barker. Matthew Gabriel Boffman. Luann Michelle Baumgartner. Michael James Bella. Stacy Lynn Bender. Adam Robert Bennett. Crystal Bensley. Toby Dale Blake. Todd Norman Bollinger. Shelley Ann Bombay. Sean Edward Bowen. Sarah Elise Bauer. Jennifer Lynn Bauscher. Lisa Renee Bowie. Christina Nicole Burrick. Daniel Timothy Butai. Melissa Dawn Butzer. Daniel E. Campbell. Joseph James Campbell. Jason Robert Kassenheiser. Holly Marie Casto. Nicole Lynn Kavanaugh. Rebecca Chesko. Jill Marie Krzyzanowski. Amanda Cleary. Nathan Edward Click. Leslie Ann Cockfield. Jacqueline Michelle Coe. Amber Marie Collins. Zachary Thomas Compton. Peter Matthias Connor. Peter David Cordis. Amber Nicole Carell. Jennifer Lynn Crow. Andrew James Cullen. Jared Christopher Cundiff. Chad Everett Dean. Gina Suzanne Demlow. Dominic Christopher DeMont. Eric Larry Dietrich. Michelle Annette Dodd. Robert Craig Dorner. Wendy Marie Dorner. Amanda Lee Dorsey. Jennifer Ray Dyke. Michael David Earlywine. Matt Brian Eds. Seth Michael Eds. David Richard Eddy. Rachel Ann Edge. Olivia Ann Edwards. Brian Lee Farnsworth. Melinda Janine Fikert. Tamara Kylene Fisher. Christy Marie Pfister. Brian Jeremy Fletcher. Jonna Suzanne Franks. Mandy F. Fraze. James Edward Gardner. Jessica Lynn George. James Gregory Gordon. Ann Valentine Gormley.
Erica Nicole Hahn. Angela Marie Hom. Amanda Elizabeth Hanshoe. Jennifer Lynn Hange. Leslie Ann Hanna. Gregory Michael Hartley. Joshua Lee Hartman. Sandra Lynn Hatfield. Nanelle Lynn Hendricks. Charles W. Heberlin. Michael John Hendershot. Gregory Paul Hennico. Jawan K. Herbert. Daniel F. Herbert. Andrew Michael Hersick. Todd Allen Hirschberger. Aaron M. Hill. Craig Lewis Hill. Jason Lewis Hofstetter. Amber Nicole Holland. Sarah Louise Hood. Kristen Mary Hoover. Peter M. Horn. Tiffany Marie Hoover. Horner. Tiffany Marie Horner. Anna Michelle Ilchak. Stephen Andrew Jewell. Heather Irene Johnson. Robert Thomas Jones. Shane Russell Jones. Matthew L. Judy. Aaron Isaac Caffin. Ernest Alexander Cash III. Todd J. Kavanaugh. Melissa Sue Keel. Stephen Adam Keller. Kenny Adam Kessel. Adam Douglas Kibe. Michael Thomas King. Paul Stephen Konich. Sean J. Lackey. Michelle Marie Lauder. Robert Allen Lindeman. Laura Ann Liston. Sherry Marie Lorenz. Carrie Lynette Lott. Benjamin Joseph Lovelace. Michael Brian Lucas. Scott Matthew Lyons. Robert Louis Lyron.
Thank you.
Judy Lynn Maffei. Nathan Farrell Manning. Robert Stephen Marr. Jennifer Marie Martin. Brad Mason. Catherine Ann McClure. David Wayne McCreary. David William McCork. Sarah Rebecca McDermott. Clark Edward McGill. Anne Elizabeth Mager. Robert William Mealy. Melissa Michelle Meglich. Scott Logan Miller. Christopher Lee Mills. Charles Stephen Modulewski Jr. Megan Lynn Montoni. Brian Paul Moore. Deborah Marie Morton. Michael Lee Mosier. Philip James Merksich. Jody A. Mullins. Carrie Ann Murray. Stephanie Nicole Myers.
Jessica Ryan Newman. Patricia Susan No. Shannon M. Oakes. Jason O'Connor. Jeff Spice Osterlin. Alan Michael Pays. Gary M. Halsick. Robert S. Park. Priti K. Patel. Ryan C. Poling. Kevin S. Potter. Chad Russell Powers. Amanda Rochelle Price. Scott Allen Purda. Shannon Marie Raby. Mark Andrew Radke. Rob Marshall Reardon. Brandy Marie Revlett. Brian R. Rogers. Kimberly Nicole Rude. Mark A. Rooks. Stephen Bradley Rooks. Christopher Lee Sanders. Adrena Don Saylor. Brian Seeley. Justin Blaine Shank. James Robert Sheevil. Kristen Ann Shields. Christian Neil Smith. Genevieve Amanda Smith. Kyle Edward Smith. Melinda Lee Smith. Stephen L. Smith. Robert Daniel Sondels IV. Eris Christopher Spoljaric. Katie Rebecca Sponsler. Alyssa Marie Sprankle. Nancy Sue Staley. Nathaniel Robert Starkey. David Lee Starling. Sherry A. Steele. Richard Ellis Stewart. John M. Stitzel. Charla M. Stonier. Lisa Ann Stoldrayer. Megan Kathleen Taylor. Elaine Marie Tenney. Brandon Scott Varney. Ravinder Mohamdas Vaswani. Thank you. Jason Christopher Venner. Michael Paul Vaverka. Jason Earl Warner. Jason Lee Warner. Michael Brian Watterson. Crystal L. Weber. Kevin Eric Welsh. Kevin Allen Wirtz. Scott Edward Wyand. Richard Martin Wheatley III. Michael Brandon White. Andrew Wiles. Brian Allen Wiley. Michael Allen Wiley. Angela Marie Williams. David Kurt Willis. John Andrew Wise. Brandy Alicia Wojcik. Matthew Carl Wooding. Jason Daniel Yard. Ryan Allen Yarger.
Before we dismiss, I would like to ask the people standing in the doorways to kind of clear a little so we can get right to the comments. Thank you.
Well, we did it. Congratulations, class of 1997.
Please stand. Please stand.